Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As I said it already a few times, you are going fishing, then I will not use your update. That is for the Russians. The Russians are going fishing on weekends. Therefore, when I'm doing my daily update of the Ukrainian front, I'm going to use only the Ukrainians because their narrative is right there. But the Russians' narrative is not here anywhere to be found. I have the map, but nothing updated. Again, so this is an update of the Ukrainian front using only the Ukrainian side of the story and the Russian map to identify whatever happens over there. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda. It is from Saturday, 19th of August 2023. Russians failed to retake Urozainie. That means they tried, no, they attack, they advance, or they try to advance at least. 26 combat clashes recorded in last 24 hours, General Staff reported. All right, let's go. During the day, the Russian forces inflicted airstrikes on the Ukrainian positions on most fronts. Firing artillery and mortars, they once again tried to retake their lost positions in the area of Urozainie on the Shakhtarsk front. 26 combat clashes were recorded in the last 24 hours in the Shakhtarsk front. That is next to Zaporozhye Oblast. That's where they tried to break the front, actually. I read an article earlier today that according to which the Ukrainian broke the first line of defense of the Russian military. Now, I don't know exactly what does that mean. If it means just a little piece of front here, it's a lie. I mentioned it, but don't quote me on that one. So this update comes from the General Staff at 6 p.m. All right. So the operational situation on Volyn and Polisia fronts remains much the same as before. Well, that's a little thing here because nothing happens over there. And it didn't happen in Volyn and Polisia. The Ukrainians start their, how do you call it, update with the north side. Not this one right here. This is the Russian map. This is from the 18th. Today is the 19th. So they talk about whatever happens here with Belarus, which in this case nothing. That they go in Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv. Then they go here to Luhansk, Donetsk, and Zaporozhye, where the counteroffensive supposedly occurs. And then you have here the Kherson. So this, just so you know how the Ukrainian narrative will be conducted, starting from here and going around. All right. So in the Sivershchinya and Slobozashchinya fronts, the Russians carried out an airstrike in the vicinity of Konstantinivka in Sumy Oblast. Sumy Oblast is right here in the middle. This is Sumy Oblast. All right, let's go back to the article. In Sumy Oblast, and then some attacks in the Kharkiv Oblast. Kharkiv Oblast is south of Sumy. On the Kupiansk front, the Kupiansk front is one the Russians are claiming they are advancing, and the Ukrainians actually are retreating, and they had a how do you call it, mass not retreat, evacuation. So in the Kupiansk front, the Russian, let me show you where it's actually where it's at. I'm going to put like this. Kupiansk is right here in this area right here. This is Kupiansk here. So they're talking about this already. So nothing actually happened here, according to the Ukrainians. So in the Kupiansk front, the Russians launched an airstrike in the areas of Kilsiva, Kharkiv Oblast. And then four settlements in Kharkiv Oblast, 3 settlements in Kharkiv Oblast were subjected to artillery and mortar strikes. On the Liman front, the Liman is south of, they're going to go now from Kupiansk, I'm forgetting the name now. They go to Liman, which is here. And then after that, they're going to go to Bakhmut, Artemovsk, then they go to Avdiivka, and then Marinka. And then they're going to go to Shakhtarsk, and so on. So right now we are here in Liman area. On the Liman front, the Russians launched airstrikes in the vicinity of Bilohorivka, Serebryanka forest in Luhansk Oblast, and Terniv in Donetsk Oblast. About 10 settlements were shelled by the Russians. So that was in Luhansk Oblast and in Donetsk Oblast. We'd go south a little bit. In Bakhmut front, the Russians conducted unsuccessful offensive operations in the areas of Bohdanivka and north of Klishchiivka, Donetsk Oblast. So Bakhmut is, the Russians are calling it Artemovsk, is right here, this area. Go back to this, and it says that they delivered an airstrike in the vicinity of Klishchiivka, Donetsk Oblast. Over 10 settlements suffered from artillery shelling, including Klishchiivka, Bilahora, Bohdanivka in Donetsk Oblast. Now we go down south a little bit of Bakhmut in the Marinka front. Ukraine's forces continue to restrain the offensive of Russian troops in the vicinity of Marinka in Donetsk Oblast. The Russians inflicted airstrikes in the Donetsk Oblast. The settlements of Krasnohorivka, Marinka, Pobeda, Katerinivka, Novoma, blah blah blah, break my tongue here with these guys, Donetsk Oblast were subjected to artillery shelling. We go to Shakhtarsk front. So from, they jumped over these guys, Avdiivka and Marinka, they did what? They just jumped from Marinka straight to Shakhtarsk front. So Shakhtarsk front is in this area right here, Shakhtarsk front. So on the Shakhtarsk front, the Russians made unsuccessful attempts to restore the lost positions in the area of Urozainia. They inflicted an airstrike in the area of Volika Novosilka, Vodian, Vuhledar, Prechivka, Zolota, Niva, blah blah blah, and Donetsk Oblast were under artillery fire. So they're talking about this area right here. And now we moved into Zaporozhye. So this is the area they were talking about. And let's put it on the big map right here. And now we're going to move here. On the Zaporozhye front, the Russians inflicted airstrikes in the areas of Malatokmachka and Robotine. Those are right here. Robotino, called by the Russians, and Tomachka right here. So in this area. And then over 15 settlements suffered from artillery shelling in the Zaporozhye Oblast. In the Kherson front, so we move from here, we move to the last one here. Let's see what the Ukrainians are saying. Over 10 settlements were affected by Russian artillery in Kherson Oblast. The armed forces of the Ukraine continue to advance on the Melitopol and Berdyansk fronts. They are consolidating recently captured positions and carrying out counter-battery measures. So this is where supposedly the counter-offensive of the Russian forces occur, which is located right here. This is Zaporozhye right here. Because Melitopol is here, Berdyansk is here, so they try to cut into the Russian defenses. During the day, the armed forces of Ukraine inflicted 7 strikes on the clusters of Russian personnel, weapons and military equipment, and 1 strike on an anti-aircraft missile system. Units of rocket forces and artillery hit 5 artillery systems on firing positions, 3 command posts, and 3 Russian air defense systems. Well, this concludes the very short narrative of the Ukraine-provided update of the front. The Russians, when they come from fishing Monday, I will use them too. I don't want to go to other, I can go to other articles, but I like Sputnik showing us the map, so you can, I can jump between Sputnik and the Ukrainian source. And Sputnik has those little bullets, different colors. I can access them, and then they tell us whatever they say happened in that area. So here it is, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart. Look for the truth and be just.